Okay, so it is recording now.
Okay.
Lisa, you asked what quotation marks do. So quotation
Yeah.
marks tell the computer, whether it's FAU's computer, PubMed, CINAHL, just a Google search, it will automatically say, find these words in this order. Those quotation marks tell it which words to find, and it will always be in the order that you have them posted. So if I wanted United States,
Okay.
I would do United States with quotation marks. Otherwise, the computer will find United wherever it can and States wherever it
And
can.
states.
Okay.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. So what I did is I got out of where I was at and I just went in through the Off-Campus Connect.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that you're connected and you are showing that you are affiliated with FAU when you see that easy proxy up here in the URL.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm going to take this
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to put this in here. And I'm going to redo this so that we can get to where we want to go. And hopefully, I think it's just because I logged in that one time. Okay, so we have all of these. We want peer reviewed.
Or you clicked full text.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so we want peer reviewed. Let's try that. Goodness, it is just, it jumped. It did jump.
It did. It did. Oh boy. Maybe just the back button.
I'm just winning. See, it jumped again.
Yeah, it definitely is. You're right.
Okay, peer reviewed. Now, I didn't go into advanced, but I can also go here where it says show more.
Yeah, do you want to?
And it takes me basically into my advanced.
Okay, and can we do the apply related words?
Absolutely can do that.
I feel like that really helped.
Yeah, and we'll do the peer reviewed. We'll get rid of available in library collection because we're not worried about that. We know that we can use interlibrary loan. We're going to say 2015. And we're also going to say, how about some English?
Please and thank you.
And just by leaving this year blank, I'm always able to get the most current information.
Okay.
So starting about sometimes August, September of a year, I may get preprint information. And in order to be able to say that I want those, rather than just limiting it to 2020 in, say, September, if I leave it open, if it says it's a 2021 date, it will still pick that up.
Okay.
Okay, so I still have my 121. And let's go to our linked full text. Now, I can either go directly here or I can go up here to get to my linked full text. You're familiar with the information that's over here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you've got site, permalink, and you know about adding them to a folder so you can send that folder to yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. So I'll go here. Okay, and let's say I'm trying to get the PDF. And it did say up here, Wiley, and then it said accessed by FAU libraries. So that was good. That kind of told me that it should work well.
Yeah, that one popped up.
So I'm able to see all of the information here. When I find a good article, I'm going to go down. Gee, I hate it when mice do not work. Okay, so then I'll go down to the references. And that's where sometimes, even if I didn't catch a sentence, I might want to look at these two and say, Disability Discrimination Act. So maybe you want to end up pulling that in. I have no idea exactly where you're going with your research, but you may find things like this that are going to be useful.
Yeah.
here's one that's a 2001.
Yeah, that one is definitely interesting that I can look into.
So for those kinds of things, you also know that if you have the DOI, and here
You can just,
it's showing that it's hyperlinked,
yeah,
and it hyperlinked it using the easy proxy for FAU.
so you should be able to log in, right?
So we should be able to get it directly. This is a free research article, which is
Awesome.
nice.
Mhm.
So yes, there are lots of things, and then you can just go down through the rabbit hole, because what you're going to be able to do is you'll see this one and you'll say, okay, well, this is great. Now, this takes me back to maybe this is an original study that is really something that everybody has used. And so you can go ahead and take a look again through here. Now we're from 2001, now you're 1996, but you're finding some of the supporting documents for everything that you're doing.
Right.
So sometimes that can be useful too.
Definitely, thank you.
Couple other things that you can do. You can, if you find that you do not have something, you cannot find it, I would just copy, or you should be able to come up. It will usually give you the, let me find one actually, where you'd need to go through interlibrary loan.
Yeah, please, that would be great.
Okay, so linked full text that ended up being PDF, PDF, PDF. Find it at FAU. You know that if you click on this, it's going to search all of our databases for the full text. This happens to be an e-book. You also have access to these, so you can take a look and see. Usually, because of the time that it takes for something to get into print, it may not be the most current. So maybe you can't use it because it's not a 2015, but maybe it's going to give you background, or lead you to an author who has done quite a bit of studies in the
Yeah.
area.
The,
So
the one above, if you scroll up, that one where it says the view record at publisher site, a few of those that I've clicked on before, they won't pop up with the whole like.
okay, so let's look at this and see.
I wonder if it does, because PsycNet is one of the ones that we would like to use, I believe.
That would make perfect sense. Okay, so this is saying PDF up here.
Oh, it looks like it's going to download. That's great. I've just had a few times where I've tried and then it just brings me to a bunch of websites to try to look for it at, and all of those websites are so.
Yeah, that's where a lot of times if I would have a problem, I might go ahead and reopen and redo the search, or just search for that, go ahead, re-log into Easy Proxy and look again for that same item. The other thing that I might do for something like that is I have these items here. So I might just go ahead and say, you know what, these are ones that I really would like, but I'm having problems getting into. And then you could create your list that way and email it to yourself.
That's good.
That would be another way to do it. So those are the ebooks, full text. Let's find one. Okay, so this is an HTML full text. And what I like about that is this is where you could listen, change your accent, and download.
Yeah, okay.
So if you were Lisa, you could go ahead and instead of reading all of these and printing them out, you could go ahead and download this as an MP3 and listen to it. Download it to your phone or your tablet, and you're all set to be able to check into something like that. Okay, let's see if there is, I hate it when it does that.
I know.
Okay.
There you go. Now you're back down.
Of course, it's not going to show us. Okay. We're just going to take something like this then. I'm going to open this up. Oops, that's an ebook. Bad thought. Okay, let's do this then. Okay, so I'm going to go to FAU libraries, and borrow from anywhere is, and we lost Lisa again.
Oh, she's back
Oh,
up.
now she's there. Good.
Yeah.
Borrow from anywhere is interlibrary loan.
Okay.
And so you can go here. All you have to do, first of all, they have robust information in their help guide.
Okay.
And you create an interlibrary loan account. When you do this, of course, you read everything there, and everything on here is a required item.
Okay.
Use your FAU email address,
Mm-hmm.
and once you do it, you can then log in. And if you're doing research, you could just log into this ahead of time. And then if you come across one that says request through interlibrary loan, it will automatically load
Okay.
things in. So I have my options here of making a new request for a article. And at this point, we're only doing articles and book chapters that we could get.
Okay.
Don't know why it's giving me, oh, my password is expired. Okay, so I could go into article, and this is what would pre-fill if
Okay.
I was, but notice certain things are required.
Right.
Not everything is required. The more information you give, the easier it is for them to verify that they've gotten the right information or right item. This ISSN, you're familiar with an ISBN, which is the book number. Well, the ISSN is a serial number that's given. It's an 8-digit number, 4 digits dash 4 digits, given to a journal. And so you can go ahead, and if you put that in, it will speed up processing. What it does is it takes it from being manual to it being automatic.
Okay.
So you may ask, how do I come up with an ISSN? The easiest way is, say you have your journal, and I'm just going to go ahead with now, I didn't put Journal of Nursing, I just put Journal Nursing, so it's going to pick up what any
There it is. Yeah.
journal that has nursing and journal in the title, which is kind of nice. And when I'm looking here, here's my ISSN.
Mm-hmm.
They're giving you 2 here because one's print and one is electronic. So if you have them both, just copy them both.
Okay.
That's fine. This also, if you're having problems getting in and you think that we should have access to an article, this is
Mm-hmm.
going to tell you where we have it, the access. So this is always the database that we
Okay.
have. So this was through CINAHL. And
Mm-hmm.
then these are the dates that we should have access to. So you
Okay.
could always go directly in here.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops, try that. And get into the journal. And once you're in here, this shows the issues that we have access to. Sometimes they may be on the left-hand side, but you could take a look here and see which issues are available. And then typically they're going to be in order by the page number.
Okay.
Sometimes they'll show up like this, PDF, full text. Sometimes you'll see a little unlock symbol next to it, and that would tell you that you would have access. Sometimes the databases don't work the way they're supposed to. And if that happens and you can see that it says, hey, we're supposed to have access, you're looking for something from 2007,
Mm-hmm.
then just go ahead, you can contact me. And I'm happy to go ahead and check with our e-resources department and be able to ask them to look into it and then get back with you once it's resolved.
Okay. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
This is really, really helpful. I really appreciate you taking the time today to go over this with us. And I definitely think for sure what we learned about the full text, about how we don't have to click that and we can use the other websites for access, and then as well the applying related terms and showing us how to do this loan is really, really helpful. So I think that will definitely make a big difference in our searches, and I appreciate it.
The other thing that I would consider after you've done this is taking a look at some government documents, because chances are that there have been Department of Defense or Veterans Affairs may have some research that they have published, but it's not published in a regular journal.
Okay.
So you could go ahead and you can check the library catalog and do your search that way. We also have research guides,
Mhm.
and you could always go into the guide that we have for government and government information at FAU libraries, and you're going to find all kinds of different things to be able to get into here, and I'm happy to help you with more of that too. Bruce Barron is our government documents librarian, and you know, just the fact that they have things, or if you hear that something was in a congressional hearing, you want to be able to use something like that. We do
Okay.
have access to all of that.
That's great. I didn't know that, so thank you. I really appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. Good to use those free resources you already paid for with your tax dollars.
Definitely.
So, anything else that you'd like?
I don't think I have any more questions as of now. I'm really eager to go ahead and try this new search and see, what it brings up, and talk with, we work with Dr. Cheryl Cross-Perello, and then as well Dr. Beth Pratt, and I am excited to see what they think about it and kind of reconvene as a team. And if we have any more questions, is it okay if I reach out to you again?
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. I have your email address. If Lisa will go ahead and give me her email address, you can just type it into the chat if you want. Then I will send you both that list that I made in Word.
That would be lovely. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Lisa, do you have any questions before we go?
Not at this time. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You
But
are
I'll send you
welcome.
my email in the chat. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds great.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I know you put a lot of your own time into this because you're passionate about the cause. And thank you
Oh, yeah.
for his service, and everyone that you know. I really do appreciate that. So.
And your honey Noah.
Yeah, thank you. Well, it's so good to meet you, and I look forward to communicating with you if I have any questions in the future.
Sounds great. And I hope both of you will reach out to me if you, that goes for you, Lisa.
Oh, I will. I can't wait till I can actually walk in the library and have a face-to-face meeting.
Well, in the meantime, I'm on WebEx multiple times during the week. If you go to the library's homepage under virtual office hours, it will show you the hours that I'm there, but I can always meet otherwise too, but with WebEx or Zoom.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, I will definitely reach out in the next couple of weeks for some fundamental guidance in terms of research capabilities, because I'm a newbie.
That's not a problem at all.
Thank you.
And you can also take a look in our LibGuides. All you have to do, the easiest way is, in the meantime, because we only do this late at night, right? Put in your search term that you want. It will search through all of the guides, and you'll see here, oh, this came up with nursing as scholars and nursing research using library. And so there's tons of guides in here. So you've got a whole table of contents and basic steps to finding information, so you can get started on your own too without, you're welcome to call me, but I hate for people to feel like, gee, isn't there something that I can look at? So there is all of that too.
All right. Well, thank you so much. You gave us a lot of information about resources that I didn't even know existed, and I am in my senior year, so that is pretty terrible. So
Nah, lots of graduate students in your position too, so I wouldn't feel badly.
I definitely appreciate it, and I will be using them for the rest of the year that I have. So thank you.
Glad you reached out to me. Y'all take care.
All right, you too.
Okay, and I'll get that email to you.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, bye-bye.
Perfect. Bye.